What's up, all you legends? We're going to show you all the legendary Pokemon locations and how to get them in Radical Red. When you have defeated the Elite Four, you will unlock roaming Pokemon. So this Professor Oak's aid will allow us to see them all. So here's a whole bunch of different ones that you can catch. Now, we're going to go through all the legendary raid dens. There's tons of them. The first one is for Entei, Raikou, and Suicune, the legendary dogs. For all the raid dens, it depends how far you are in the game and also what time or day you choose to enter them. Our second raid den is in Viridian Forest. This one also holds some legendary Pokemon. You can get Zarude, you can get Tapu Bulu and Shaman. Raid den number 3. So here on Route 24 above Cerulean City, we have our third raid den, which holds legendary Pokemon. And here you can get Necrozma, you can get Celebi, which is one of my favorite. The fourth raid den that holds legendary Pokemon is in the Cerulean Cave. And this one holds a ton of legendary Pokemon. I believe there are 10. And they are all the Ultra Beasts. So this one you can come back and frequent a lot of times. Come at different times in the day. You can find all of these awesome Ultra Beasts just at this one raid den. The fifth raid den is just outside Mount Moon and near the stream that goes to the power plant. And you can find these legendary trio hiding in that raid den. Our sixth one is in the power plant itself. So there is one raid den near the exit of the power plant. And you can find some awesome legendary Pokemon here. There is Zeraora, as well as Tapu Koko and Regieleki. Our seventh raid den is a lot of the Regi legendaries, so these are found in Mount Moon itself. There is the raid den here at the top. Okay, and now for some of the newer Pokemon. Iron Leaves, Iron Crown, and Iron Boulder. They can be found in the Rock Tunnel. So here we've just entered the Rock Tunnel. If you make your way down the ladder, there is the raid den to the right. And here you will encounter all 3 of these new legendary Pokemon. The 9th legendary raid den location is just outside Celadon City to the left once you enter Route 16. And here you can find 3 really cool legendary Pokemon, including Zygarde. The 10th location is on Route 13 when you make your way down. If you cut the grass to the right, you can find some cool legendary Pokemon hiding here. There is Volcanion, as well as Victini and Cresselia. The 11th legendary Pokemon raid den, which holds Okidoki, Pheasantipede, and Munkidori, is found inside the Safari Zone. So when you make your way through here, you do have to have Surf. When you find this raid den, you can encounter all 3 of these cool legendary Pokemon. The 12th legendary Pokemon raid den is found in Cinnabar Island in the Pokemon Mansion. And in this raid den, you can encounter 4 legendary Pokemon, including Hoopa. The 13th legendary Pokemon raid den is found in the Sea Foam Islands. You can find 4 legendary Pokemon hiding in this raid den, including Black Kyurem. The 14th and final legendary Pokemon raid den is found near the exit of Victory Road in the cave, and you can find 4 legendary Pokemon hiding in this raid den, including Genesect and Jirachi. Now we're going to get onto the legendary birds. We're going to go through all 3 legendary birds as well as their Galarian form. So the first one is Articuno, which is found in the Sea Foam Islands. And you do have to move some of these boulders, so you do have to have surf to reach here, as well as strength. And when you fall down this hole, you make it to a new area where we encounter Articuno. Now, in order to get the Galarian form of Articuno, you have to come to the exact same location, but one day after encountering normal Articuno, and then you will encounter the Galarian form. Next up, we have Moltres, which can be found in the Safari Zone area. Again, you do have to know Surf to cross 1 or 2 sections in the Safari Zone, but here we have found legendary Pokemon Moltres. The Galarian form Moltres again is found in the same location, but you do have to come one day after you have encountered regular Moltres. And finally, the last legendary bird is Zapdos, which is found within the power plant near the exit. Which of the 3 legendary birds is your favorite? Let us know in the comments below. And finally, the Galarian Zapdos form is found in the same location. You just have to come one day after encountering normal Zapdos, and then you will find this awesome Galarian form. Do you like the regular trio, or do you like the Galarian forms better? Let us know in the comments below. Next up is to find Cobalion, the legendary Pokemon. And this Pokemon can be found in Mount Moon. You do need to know Rock Smash in order to find it, but here we have found it hiding. Next up is Virizion, and this legendary Pokemon is found in the Viridian Forest. Again, you do need Rock Smash, and it is like a little secret area here below the raid den, but there we have it. Next up, we have the legendary Pokemon Terrakion, which is found here in the Rock Tunnel, and this is one of my favorite legendary Pokemon. And we do go past the raid den, and you need Rock Smash once again, and here we have found him. For the legendary Pokemon Fion or Fione, you need to have a Ditto and have caught the legendary Pokemon Manaphy. And once that egg is created, you will be able to find the legendary Pokemon hatching from the egg. Next up, we got Tarpnel, which is like a pseudo-legendary Pokemon. And that can be found just to the side of Cerulean City in the Cerulean Cave, and you can find it using your Dex Nav. And in order to evolve Tarpnel into Silvally, you have to level it up with half friendship, and then it will evolve into the awesome Pokemon Silvally. Now, in order to get Cubfu, you need to enter the Cerulean Cave, and again, we have to battle this Karate Ninja Man, and he will give us a Cubfu once we've challenged him a few times. And we can evolve Cubfu into Single Strike Urshifu using a Water Stone. And we can also evolve Cubfu into Rapid Strike Urshifu using a Dusk Stone. Next up, if you're looking for Keldeo, the legendary Pokemon, you're going to surf all the way to the Seafoam Islands, and he can be found hiding here in the cave. Here we have encountered him. Next up, we have Kyogre, which is one of the more difficult legendaries to get because you do have to challenge this Alolan Sandshrew to a race. And it is a really difficult task, even if you are able to slow the game speed. It is really tricky. But if you manage to beat the Alolan Sandshrew, you can come and battle Price, and he'll give you an Ice CMZ, and we can now surf and encounter Kyogre. Next up, we've got Moltan, which can also be found in the Safari Zone with the help of the Dex Nav. If you register Moltan, you'll be able to find him really easily, and you can catch him with some Safari Balls. And in order to evolve it into Melmetal, you have to use a metal coat on Moltan. Next up, we have the legendary Pokemon Magearna, which is found in the Rock Tunnel. And in order to get Magearna, you do have to have completed the game, and you have to push these stones onto the 3 buttons. It is quite a complicated little quiz, but it has to be done. I've super sped up the process just so you can see how and where to move these stones. You do have to be very careful not to push them a little too far, otherwise you will have to start again. And you do have to push them a considerably far distance. So just be careful what you're doing, maybe save a few times in between, and you'll be good to go. But here, once you have pushed all 3 boulders onto the white buttons, our new area will get unlocked and we have found Magearna. Next up, we've got the legendary Pokemon Heatran, which can be found on the one island, Mount Ember. So once you've made it to the Sevi Islands, on the one island, you can swim once you go all the way north of the island, and you have to defeat Admin Archer in order to encounter Heatran, which is quite a tough battle, but here we have caught Heatran. Marshadow can be found in the Pokemon Tower. You do have to make your way all the way to the top, and there is a battle gauntlet of 3 or 4 trainers you have to battle in a row in order to get Marshadow. Next up, we've got my favorite legendary Pokemon, Mewtwo, and this Pokemon can also be found in the Cerulean Cave, but this can only be found towards the end of the game once you have completed all 8 gym badges, and here you will find him in all his glory. Next up, we've got Mew, which can be found in the 3 Island, and in order to get Mew, you have to have Mewtwo in your party, and he must be following you, so you can't have any hold items. And you might have to go talk to the one person in one of the Pokemon centers in order to get it to follow you again. And when you come to this area and talk to Mewtwo, he will teleport us and we can battle Mew. And here Mew's trainer will actually give him to us. So there we have it. Next up, we have Enamorus, which is a really tricky one to get. You have to come to the Sevi Islands and earn some battle points here, and you have to have a win streak of 8 battles. So you have to defeat 8 people in a row, and then we will unlock a roaming Enamorus. Next up, we've got Cosmog, which is definitely the most challenging one to get. You can purchase Cosmog at the Battle Simulator in the Sevi Islands, and you can also purchase the Ultra Necrosium Z from the Battle Simulator. It's the most expensive item. And Cosmog will evolve at level 43 into Cosmoem. And then you can choose if you would like to evolve Cosmoem either into Lunala, which will evolve at level 64 during the nighttime, or you can evolve it into Solgaleo, which will evolve at level 64 during the daytime. I do recommend trying to get the Ultra Necrosium Z item from the Battle Simulator, as Ultra Necrozma is probably the strongest Pokemon in the entire game. But before that, we need to get a Necromizer from the Battle Simulator, so that's the first item we need to buy. You can try to buy the Ultra Necrosium item too, and here you have to have caught Necrozma as well, and you can combine them, either Solgaleo or Lunala with Necrozma, and you'll get the Necrozmian forms. Next up, we've got a number of mystery gift codes or cheats, and you can enter these in the aftergame when you come to a Pokemon Center and talk to the second lady. Here you can enter all of these cheat codes, pause it on whichever Pokemon you're looking to get, enter in that code, and you'll get all of these awesome Pokemon. You cannot find any of these Pokemon in the game. Currently, you can only get them using these cheat codes. When Radical Red does get another update, I feel a lot of these Pokemon will still be included. But once you have completed the game and the aftergame, I recommend coming and using the cheats because there's not much else left to do. And you can come and try out some of these other super cool Pokemon. Just a few of my personal favorites are Ho-Oh, Lugia, Giratina, Groudon, Miraidon, and even Zacian and Zamazenta. So there are actually a ton of these mystery gift codes that you can use. Let me know if you've used them before and which are your favorites. And also let me know what your current Radical Red team of 6 is. I would love to hear what Pokemon you're using in your team. Maybe you guys can give me some recommendations on some super strong Pokemon that I can use in my next run. I have only completed Radical Red on the normal difficulty. I've completed it 3 times, but for my next run, I really want to give Hardcore a try. So any assistance from you guys or tips in the comments will really be appreciated. But I hope this video has been really helpful and you are able to find all the legendary Pokemon you are looking for. I believe we have covered all of them in this video. A lot of them can be found in the raid dens, and a lot can only be found in the aftergame, and then the last couple are covered here with the mystery gift codes. Finally, we're going to just cover some alternate Pokemon form changes, and the first one is for Thundurus, Landorus, Tornadus, and Enamorus. So here on Cinnabar Island, you can come and talk to the scientist, and he'll give us a reveal glass once you have caught all of those legendary Pokemon in that group. And then you can just select that item and change the form of all 4 of these different Pokemon. I believe if you do change the form, it does change their stats a bit. The second one is for legendary Pokemon Deoxys. You have to use the gift code cheat in order to get it. But when you do, you can come and select this Moonstone, and you can change the form of Deoxys. This Moonstone is found in the museum near Pewter Town, which is by Brock's gym. And there are 3 different forms for Deoxys, which you can change it into. Next up, for Black-White Kyurem, you have to have gotten all the gym badges, and you must have Reshiram and Zekrom, which you can also only get from the gift code cheats. Come and talk to the scientist again, and he'll give you DNA splices, and you can join the Pokemon together. So once you join them together, you can have White Kyurem and Black Kyurem in different forms. Lastly, for Shaman's alternate form, you have to come into this cave just outside of the power plant in the secret entrance, and you'll battle this bird trainer, and he'll give you Gracidia, which will change Shaman's form.